Hey everyone, it's me, Shira Psychic Medium. Thanks for joining. Today I have some really interesting things to discuss. Some of you had asked me some incredible questions in the last live that I did, so I wanted to get you the answers directly from the source as opposed to just spewing out information that other people might have given you. I like to go direct and get the information. So thank you guys for joining. Jess, thanks so much for watching. Please share this with your friends. Let them know if they have questions about psychic mediumship, development, their own intuition, signs, what they're going through, if they think they're connecting with their loved ones. Feel free to share this on your page so that your friends can watch too, learn more, and you guys can have actual discussion about intuition and opening up, that it's actually kind of normal and it doesn't have to be something that's in the closet, so to speak. So my husband just joined us also. Thanks so much for watching. I am gonna share this right now real quick and then we will be starting in 2 minutes. So if you're watching right now or if you're catching the replay, where you're from and what kind of questions that you guys have on psychic mediumship. Okay, so give me 1 second here and I will be sharing this on the page and then we will start answering your questions. I have a ton lined up for you that you guys had questions on and I'd love to get you the answers too. So let's see here a second. Let me share it. Oh, Carolyn says she's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Thanks for joining us, Carolyn. Let me share this real quick. And 2 seconds. Let's see here. All right, so I shared that to my page and looks like I can start talking now. Hey Vera, thanks so much. I'm gonna send you the information, I promise, for the fundraiser that's coming up for you. So that's really exciting. I will get that to you, I promise. Just been a little behind, so I do apologize for that. Hey Marsha, thanks for watching. She's from, oh, you're a Long Islander too. Love that. And let's see, Diane says, is that Cheyenne, Wyoming? Well, hello, how you doing from out there? So please share this with your friends if you're interested in sharing about psychic mediumship, learning, questions like that, about development. So I have some really interesting information that I learned from Spirit, but I want to make sure that it is the right timing to talk about it. So in this interim, before we get started, today is going to be a shorter, a live feature today, just because I have to get my roots done. If you guys could see them, they look awful. And if you notice the pink on my face right here, my daughter put on my lipstick. She's 3 years old, gave me a kiss before I left, and I told her I'd keep it with me. So don't mind the mark on my face. That's my munchkin's little kiss giving me a love tap. So oh, hey Andrew, you finally caught me live. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned. Some of you, I think it was an Adria that asked me a really interesting question about the Mandela Effect and how that applies. And I had to actually inquire and say, you know, what is that? I never heard of that before. And then once I found out what she's referring to, thanks for the love. Keep sending the hearts. I love that. Thank you so much. Once I inquired with that as to what it was, I went to Spirit and started asking questions. So I have a bunch of information on that to help you. It's really kind of groundbreaking information. And I don't know that even science completely knows it yet. So this is some really brand new information that I'm happy to say Spirit has delivered to me in order to help educate you guys also. So if you're sharing this with your science friends as well, it's great to get their feedback. But I always say that Spirit knows more than a lot of times science does, and I love science. So I always think it's nice if the two can collaborate together because you get the best of both. You know, thank you, Lisa, from joining. If you guys haven't already said where you're from, please let everybody else know where you are. Share this with your friends. I'm Shira. I'm a psychic medium here in Long Island. Not only do I do readings, private and group, I also do large events and fundraisers, and I love to be able to help people and help assist you guys on your path. So I do mediumship development classes as well, and I also do reconnective energy healings also. So if you guys are in the need, you know, feel free to reach out. It's very easy to get to me in terms of calling. It's 516-362-7440, and you can be set right up. But in the interim, let's talk about some of the things that you guys wanted to know about. I love this question. can pets reincarnate? So last time people had asked, they wanted to know, can pets reincarnate? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. So the timing depends on really them. They get to choose what they want to do in terms of timeline. So do they come back? Yes. Can they show you themselves in other animals? Absolutely. Hey Vanessa, thanks so much for joining. We're talking now about animals and can they reincarnate? Can pets reincarnate? And the answer is yes, absolutely. So for those of you that have experienced the loss of a furry friend, they are family. You know, if you're not thinking of your pets as family, then you shouldn't be owning a pet. Pets are the most amazing animals. They are just pure love. And as a result of that, when they start reincarnating or they start bringing themselves back into your pets, when you get new ones, okay, you start to see the similarities. And I think it's always so amazing how this occurs, because spirit will literally bring themselves back into a different breed. And knowing that the love is there, they come back in and they want to do it again. Basically, they want to be with you again. So, yes, pets reincarnate. How they can demonstrate themselves when they reincarnate, they don't have to, oh, Kim, you made an appointment for your husband to see me in February, ongoing Christmas present. Very cool. Thank you so much. I'm sure it's going to be great. Tell him to be open. You know those men. Now, when they're not like us. I think they're from another planet. Nothing personal, right? So when spirit starts coming through your animals, if it is a reincarnation process, your animal, meaning the new one you've just acquired, will act and behave just like your prior animal. It's kind of unbelievable, down to everything they do, the way they act. The thing is they don't have to be the same breed. So you may have a foofy dog that's really cute and tiny and really munchkin, and now all of a sudden you decide to get a German Shepherd, and you're like, the German Shepherd is behaving like my Maltese. How did that even occur? What is going on here? Well, there is a fragment of them, of their older soul, that's still up here, that has now gone into the German Shepherd, so to speak. And as a result, they will demonstrate behavior that is similar to your old pet, because in essence, they are truly one of the same. So yes, pets can reincarnate. I have a friend who just lost one of her pets, and you always say to yourself, with pets, you know, did you make the right decision when it comes down to having to make the decision? If it wasn't the right decision, Spirit has instructed me to say to you guys that you wouldn't have been able to make that decision. Something would have gone wrong or prevented the euthanization from occurring. So if the soul is in agreement that it is of its time, you will know to put the pet down. Now, because of your love for that pet, you may not want to let go, but know that you're not actually able to make the decision without that pet's soul's permission. So once you're made the decision, it's an agreement on both parties, and know that you should try not to have guilt about it, try not to have pain about it. I know easier said than done. I have lots of pets and I love them so much, and I've had to put down pets. So I will say to you that pets really, they are in agreement when you make that decision to put them down, that they are already part of that decision, and they've actually kind of made the decision for you. You just caught on to it now. So, hey Marilyn, thanks so much for joining. Hi Lisa. Vanessa says 100% correct. Her mom didn't know when her dog told her. Yeah, you know, that's what happens. And like you feel so pained, you don't know what to do. Should you do a surgery? Should you not do a surgery? Should you do treatment? Not do his treatment? Hey Susan, no worries. Hi and bye. Thanks for sharing. Marilyn also says she's sending the love, so thanks so much. Marilyn, did you know it's 3 days today, according to Facebook, that we became Facebook friends? So lots of love there. Also, Jane says, oh, definitely, oh, you're absolutely welcome, Jane, for the information, relieving you of a lot of guilt. Hey Denise, yeah, Jane, you know, I've done it myself. I've, you know, felt guilty. I've had family members who felt guilty, friends who felt guilty. But the truth is that your loved ones have actually made the decision for you, those furry friends. They're a lot more connected to the other side than all of us. I always think of them as creatures of God, so we should be very caring and ginger with them. They say dog is God backwards, right? There's no coincidence in that as far as I'm concerned. So some other questions. Where are you guys from? What questions do you have? I have questions that you guys have given me. And if I don't get to the question today, doesn't mean I won't get into it in the next feed. So write your questions down. I will definitely answer them at some point. Okay, so make sure you're writing them down, and so I will know all the information. Lisa, you know me, I don't always love to do medical things on the air. So Rose, let's see here. Hi Rose, how you doing? Where are you from? Hey Denise, she's an incredible coach. Thanks so much for joining us. We definitely should hook up sometime and plan something, Denise. So let's see here. Let's see, next events. For those of you that are interested in finding out where to see me live, doing psychic mediumship actually at an event, and you want to have some great food too, then this February, it's actually the 7th, okay? So that is February 7th. I will be at Piecraft in Island Park, New York. Tickets are available. You can just call, leave a voicemail on the message, and they will get back to you. Reserve your seat. Last time it sold out. So if you want to have a space for this time, definitely call ahead and make sure you get that. Oh, Rose is from Freeport, right around similar areas. Thanks for joining us. So let's see what questions we have here. Mediumship development, my classes. For those of you that want to be exceptional, not just okay, but really exceptional in psychic mediumship, if you're the type of person that's willing to put in the work to really be great because you want to do something, you want to do something big, or you want to make a difference in the world, then you should be taking my class. It's just that simple. If you just want to, do the regular, and just dabble in it, cool, you can take it too. But my classes are really designed for the serious-minded that want to use their skills and their intuition to help other people. Doesn't even have to be as a career. It's just helping other people. So I always say you should learn to tap into your intuition in your psychic and mediumship world. So classes start for me. I've actually decided it will be in March. Aha, I've made a step. Classes will be starting this March. Mark your calendars. I will have the details up, hopefully, if not by this week, by the end of next week. And Jess says, yes, take the class. It's incredible. Yes, Jess is incredible. The class is incredible. You learn a tremendous amount. Kim says she keeps seeing 444s, 444s, 444s everywhere she goes. And let's see here what that basically means. It means that the angels are all around you. So I would say to you, if you're seeing the 444s, then you should be, my computer is going crazy, you should know that the angels are in fact always around you. Angels come to me in all different forms. Some of you will refer to them as saints. Others will see them, others will feel them. Sometimes you can see them with your eyes, other times you can't. You'll just know that they're around you. So have faith. 444 is your direct link to your angels. So let's see here. Question appeared before. I'd love to know, for those of you that have seen me or have worked with me or have just kind of in the mediumship field or have gone to other psychic mediums, I'd love to know, what do you like better? Do you prefer a private reading, or do you prefer a event or a fundraiser? What's your preference? I'd love to know that so I can be able to more accurately give you information the way that you prefer to receive it. So somebody asked me last time about why healings were so important, and I would say that they are exceptionally important. You need to know about energy at all times. For those of you that haven't learned about energy, this is something you need to do. Oh, classes, yeah. You're having March? Yep, the classes are starting in March. I'm seeing some of the information come through. But on here, let me just see here. Why is this not working? You know me and technology. Spirits around me, it screws everything up. For those of you that are psychics and mediums out there who always have energy around them, a lot of energy, you understand that the information of electronics, it just goes haywire. It's like, why even bother planning? Because it's always a joke. Now, Tracy said she loved your private meeting. You had met me Thursday and at a fundraiser. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, they're fantastic. Vira's getting the gift last night. Dog was freaking out a little after 1, was running back and forth through the house, jumping on the children's bed, wouldn't come near me. He looked scared. Did he see spirit? Yeah. I would definitely say yes to that one for sure. My classes, Christy wants to know, they are most likely going to be in Nassau County. The information will be put out there probably by next week, and it's very centrally located, very easy to get to from Parkway, so very easy. Exclusive space. So let's see here a second. Vanessa says, if someone does a private reading, is it guaranteed that somebody will come through? No, it's not guaranteed. And anybody who sells you that it is, let me know, because I'll sell you that Brooklyn Bridge too. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not, it's no guarantee. There are no guarantees. So I always say set the intention beforehand that them who you'd like to hear from, or somebody else who can communicate the message for them, but let them know that they're with you, to step forward and come through. Set that in advance of your session with a medium, you know? Okay. Marilyn, you can PM me a question, but if you want everybody to see it publicly, then just write it where you just wrote the comment, and then I will see it also, okay? All good stuff. Tracy says, get a private reading from me if you haven't. Thank you. Or come to an event too, because they are so much fun and there's so much healing that goes on in the space. So even if you don't get read, you feel so much better just being there and being a part of it. When will I be doing classes online? Diane, you want to take a class online? Well, the March class that I'm offering, you will be able to participate online if you are not local to the area. So if you are seriously interested in that, you'd have to email me at classes@ShiraPsychicMedium.com, and I will let you know how we can link you in, okay? Hey, Rosalind. Thank you. I love you. I haven't seen you in forever. She's down in Australia. Okay, so Delmira says love. Oh, thank you. Love and light back to you as well. Kisses. Love that. So let me tell you some ground-breaking information. Now, this is the stuff that I had to write it down. I mean, I have pages and pages and pages and pages, okay, on channeling from Spirit, okay, about answering this question that people wanted to know about the Mandela Effect or Mandela Effect, okay? Pages, okay? So I'm actually probably gonna have to read it to you like I'm reading a book here, because it is so much information, and for my mind, I'm maybe a little simple-minded. You know, I like to keep things simple, but this information that Spirit gave me, well, this is out of this world. This information is not simple. This takes time to dissect, trust me, okay? Let me just see here before we go into that. One more question came in. Jesse said, love it. I love it too. Thank you. Private readings, what they cost me, what they cost you, for me it's an energy exchange, but right now private readings in person are $175. So let me just see here a second. Okay. Do your own angels ever take over when trying to read a group or private reading? What do you mean by that exactly, create change? Not sure if I understand exactly what you're asking. Do they ever take over what? Me? I don't understand what you're asking. So be a little bit more specific and I can get you the answer, okay? Your questions, specifics are helpful, because why ask it if we can't pin it down completely, right? So let me go back to this in the interim. Best mug ever, born to stand out. I love that. And then my favorite coaster, I just want to show you guys. What is it? Can you see that? Give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world. Yep. I love that. Hey Ray, thanks for joining. Mwah, kisses to you. So I will tell you that this is the groundbreaking information. This is what Spirit has been trying to get me to convey on the Mandela Effect. So Nicole, every time I try to go into it, I just see another question pop up. So let's see a second. Okay, Nicole says she took a video of her son last night and he looked so much like her husband who passed, and she felt like she was seeing her husband. It was more than just the looks. Can her husband come through her son, or was that just wishful thinking? So, The answer to that is yes, your husband can in fact come through your son. It's called a stand-in. They actually create an energetic body over your son so that they will emanate or look the same features, and you'll have a feeling of them or a knowing of them, that they're there with you in order to bring you comfort. So basically your son's soul has allowed your husband's soul to merge briefly so you can have the experience of seeing him and feeling him one more time. It's really beautiful. So don't be alarmed by it. Just know that it's not crazy thinking, and that your husband would have done you a blessing, okay, or given you a blessing. So people that have passed in your own family friends come through when you're reading your clients. Yeah, that happens. Absolutely, that can happen. That happens to the best mediums. You can't help who's around you all the time. It happens. You know, the point is if you know it's your loved one, ask, is it your loved one coming in through for a reason? Like, do you need to get information in the moment? Or is your loved one coming in as a symbol that's something supposed to be very similar? So like if perhaps maybe my grandfather comes in and I see him and he's not really communicating, but he's showing me his purple heart, then he's indicating to me that the sitter in front of me, that their grandfather also was in the war and received the purple heart. Okay, if that makes sense. So it can work in a few different ways. You just have to get used to how your loved ones work. And that, in this case, they also change it up all the time. So never think anything is the same, because things are always changing. Okay? Okay, so let's see here. Jessica, you're in Chill City right now? I don't know what that means. But, and Ray, you're in flip-flops. I love it. Okay, so, okay, well, finding happiness, Rose wants to know, well, finding happiness. See, happiness comes from within. The key is to start every single day. Something so simple. Ask yourself, what made you happy? Find the one thing, even if it was tiny. Even if you had the worst day of your life ever, find the one thing that brought some form of joy to your life. Get in the habit of that. And as a result, you'll start getting happier. Your daughter will start getting happier. You have to start finding that within yourself, knowing what makes you happy, and then it happens. Even as, yeah, is Eva still seeing angels? Yeah, that happens every so often. Nowadays she sees monsters too, so I have to ask the monsters to leave in an authoritative voice. And you know, it's always an interesting one. If you haven't shared the video, feel free to share this with your friends who want to learn about psychic mediumship, intuition, signs, development. And if they have questions that they need answered about themselves, also share the video. Just share, share, share away. So let me go back to this. I keep trying to get to this before I have to leave today. Oh, look at that. So Spirit's giving me conflicting information here. They're saying to me to wait. Let's see what that's about. I'll wait a little bit and see if I'm going to answer your questions first, and we'll see where they're going. But I have a ton of channeled information here that is really one of a kind. We'll put it that way. So we'll see what happens. What other questions do you guys have? People also want to know about... Oh, Kim wants to know, will her husband find a new job? Well, Kim, I will tell you, it's much easier if you place the picture of yourself on your icon to tune in to you based on your picture and based on you versus a picture of, I think that's Santa, it looks like. I can't tell, because energetically it's much easier, especially in such a quick format. So you might want to switch that up. Hey, Angela, thanks so much for joining. Okay, so let's see here. Few questions. How to develop and strengthen your abilities. Well, okay, Jessica, it's so funny, Jessica. I mean, perfect timing, right? So Jessica says she's been asking Spirit direct questions lately, and clear visions pop in her mind. Is that her thoughts, or is Spirit answering you? So, Jessica, did you think the answer? Is that what you thought the answer would be right before you asked the question? If that's the case, it might be your own mind getting in the way. But if you waited a moment and paused and let the information just come to you, okay, like you know how to do, just let it come to you, then that is Spirit information. That's not your own head getting in the way, okay? Oh, Vanessa, I'm so sorry. Okay. I think that's a question for... a one-to-one. Something like that I would definitely say is a one-to-one question. You know, we don't need to tell the rest of the world about that. You know, if you want to, you can, but I know there's lots of people watching, so because of my respect for you, I would say that's better on a one-to-one, okay? But just know that if you suffered from that, okay, those souls are always around you. They don't leave, they stay with you, okay, supporting you in your decisions. And I know for some reason Spirit wants me to say something to you about food and the type of food that you may be eating. Make sure you're eating highly vibrational food, okay? I don't know why I want to say this. Ask your doctor about this clearly, or your nutritionist, but green leafy vegetables I keep hearing, and mangoes. I mean, assuming you don't have allergies, ask your doctor how they feel. But for some reason I'm drawn to tell you that maybe you should be adding something like that to your diet to help you with this, okay? Also, I always find that a healing session, reconnective healing or Reiki, also helps move energy around, and that tends to be generally successful, not all the times, but a lot of times, in helping move things along in a positive direction, okay, or in the direction that you'd like. Doesn't always, can't make any guarantees, but I have seen some really positive results of it, and I know some other healers have as well, okay? Jess, definitely, thank you. Mwah! Love the purple hearts. Thank you guys for sending the hearts and sharing. So, those of you wanted to ask other questions, let me just see here a second. How to strengthen your abilities. Take the class coming up in March. That's what you need to do if you really want to strengthen your abilities. I would definitely say to you to really, if you want to hone in on your abilities and get really specific and know what's going on in your lives and the people around you, then that's what you should do. Cass, thanks for joining. Look what I'm wearing. I love it. You're my peeps. I'm wearing the bracelet. I hope you love it. I love it. So let's see here a second. Okay, so Delmira says she moved out of state and I feel Spirit isn't as close to me as I did when I was there physically. Well, here's the thing. Were you feeling earthbounds, or were you actually feeling spirits that crossed? Because if they were earthbounds, you might feel them more in one location because of the resonance of that energy that's there, okay? Or you just might have a different energetic vibration in the new space. So thank you so much for sharing the video. Mwah. Okay, so here's the new information that for me is really groundbreaking. Maybe some of you are out there may know or have an inkling of this, although Spirit is telling me that this is brand spanking new. Okay, brand spanking new. Okay, so I am not a scientist. Okay, so getting this into my head took some work. My husband would attest. My daughter was being a normal 3-year-old, okay, playing, making noise, wanting mommy's attention. My husband was talking to me. The dogs were barking incessantly, playing with each other, getting crazy. Everything was going on chaotic. I'm like, I need 30 minutes. Give me 30 minutes of quiet. I gotta get this down. You know, I actually had to sit in my car. It was covered with snow, by the way, and ice in there, okay? My neighbors probably thought I was nuts. Okay, and sat there and I was channeling the information so that I could give it to you guys to answer the question about the Mandela Effect. Okay, so I hope you appreciate what Spirit has me do just to give you guys the answers. So this is groundbreaking information. Feel free to share it. If you feel like you need to question it, hey, do what you need to do. All I know is I channeled it. I don't know all the science behind it. Leave that to the scientists, but let's see. I have lots of information here, so let me see where they want me to start reading from, okay? Somebody asked me a question about the Mandela Effect and how that actually works, okay? And they explained to me, based on what they wrote, and if you look in the last video, you could see it in the comments, they had explained that people will experience something and then have an alternate memory of it. So, example, somebody is driving in a car, and there's 6 people driving with them. They all went on a vacation together. The next time they think about that, right, they remember 4 people in the car. They don't remember 6 people. Or, in the example of Mandela, people remember him dying earlier than he actually did. And people who've never had access to that information remember it differently, okay? So there's confusion as to why people are having different memories on actual real information, but they really believe those memories to be true, okay? Even if they know what they're believing or what they're receiving isn't really accurate, if that makes sense. It's really like a mind F, if you know what I'm saying. You're like, what the heck is going on? You know, you'll start to think you're losing it there for a moment when something like this is happening. So I asked Spirit to hook me up here because they said they wanted a psychic's opinion on this. So I channeled this for you, okay? I have a master's in communication. I don't have a master's in science. So I had to channel this for you, okay? So for those of you that asked that specific question, here we go. Sit down. Let me get my book out on what I wrote down, and we'll go from here. So the Mandela effect has everything to do with energetic resonance. Everything to do with energetic resonance, okay? So how this exactly works, this is going to take a minute to read through, so I hope you guys are sitting there. For those of you that are science minds, please don't start sending me a whole different things about formulas and this and that. I'm only channeling it. You guys can do the math behind it, okay? So, if the vibration of a psychic or a psychic mind or anybody who is or is psychic, so basically that's anyone, okay? Because everybody has a psychic capacity. It's how tuned in you are or how your muscle is working. Okay, if you are vibrating at a level, let's see, outside, okay, let me just see here a second. This is going to be confusing for you guys. Hold on. Okay, so if the vibration of the mind is vibrating at a level outside of a sitting or outside of an experience, right, then the outcome will experience some resistance or noise. However, with applied resonance, the resistance will decrease and diminish, thus creating a system whereby the vibrational frequencies coexist in unison or are similar, okay? They almost want you to think about entanglement. So how this works in our human time-space continuum is actually rather easy to see, according to them, okay, and them being spirit, because this took me a while to digest. A thought, hey Lou, thanks for joining. A thought or statement or action is demonstrated in a contained system. And when Spirit uses the word a contained system, they're referring to example as Earth. Earth is a contained system, okay? So that's one whole system here, okay? That's Earth. Other planets are their own system. So when we consider this, we're considering Earth as its own unique system, okay? Next, when the originating thought or energetic vibration occurs, it is now dispersed into the world, okay? So people are having their experience and that experience vibrates, okay? Vibrates into the world. Regardless of what the experience it is, it's always in a state of motion, it's always vibrating, okay? Because we're all made of energy. Now, the interpretation of the energetic data in the form of a vibrational wave or ray or particle is then co-creating within a system within that existing whole system, okay? So we're taking on a broader concept, but it is co-creating that vibrational frequency now co-creates, multiplies, okay, within that full system. The result of that interpretation or awareness of the original energetic thought or particle, okay, even if non-aware or not known by the receiver, or the independent particle will be influenced. So basically what Spirit's trying to say is once that vibration is sent out, okay, if the person who's receiving is on the same vibrational level, receives that information, even if they are unaware of what's around them, they will actually receive the information, okay, even if they're not sure that somebody else sent that thought out, okay? This is getting a little bit more complicated. Now, if the vibration or the vibrational influence of the same system or unified similar system like Earth is there, entrainment will occur. If it's dissimilar, then quantum entanglement will occur. And basically that's when it occurs when two thoughts or energetic particles balance each other out to create a near zero effect. And to me, a zero effect, the way they were referring it to, represented a God power. It's the balance between dark and light. It's the balance between +1 and -1. It's basically equating to a neutral but observable outcome, if that makes sense. So we've taken it that step. Now, how this applies to Mandela effect is when, for instance, if I say a cat is by the lake, okay? And I clearly say a cat is by the lake. There's a receiver out there somewhere that received that vibrational thought pattern that I just sent out, that a cat is by the lake, and instead they turned it into cat at the lake instead of cat by the lake, okay? So there is vibrating within the subsystem, within the whole, okay? So there's all this vibration going on within this whole system here that will resonate with the original thought. Those who have no awareness of the initial thought can still receive similar vibrations whereby the resonance is similar, but it's not exactly the same. So that's like the example of cat by the lake or cat at the lake. They received it, it was similar, but not exactly the same. And that has to do with the resonance of it, okay? So basically, the memory, so how does this apply to the mind? Well, the memory is collapsed or reorchestrated based on the vibrational resonance of the participants in the surrounding system. So the influence occurs when the participants, even if they're inactive or they don't even know where they're participating, are vibrating at their own rates. So if the rate is similar, the memory will stay intact. So they will remember that the cat at the lake is the cat at the lake. But if the rate is dissimilar, if the rate of the vibrational flow is dissimilar, then the memory will be disconnected or will be kind of shifted in order to create balance within that energetic plane. So that cat by the lake became cat at the lake, okay? Even if the truth has now taken on a non-truthful existence, that person will explore it or know it to be truth because that's how their memory has worked it. So basically, the plane of reality has shifted for that entanglement to occur. Thus, reality is always shifting in a continuum, in a time-space continuum. So, what that means, well, there you go. You asked the question. I got you the answer from Spirit. I hope that makes sense to you guys, okay? Please share it with your friends when they're trying to understand. You can share it with your buddies out there. This has to do with realities, shifting realities, alternate realities, how the mind takes truth, even if they're unaware that they have received it from another source and turned it. People are able to actually understand now how the Mandela effect occurs from Spirit's point of view. So you heard it directly from Shira Psychic Medium. I hope that helps you. I could go through it again. It was a lot of words. I've got several other pages here of information that's really quite interesting from them, but I can't share it this time. But that'll get the ball rolling so that you guys know that there's so much out there. So I always say, you know, when science and spirit merge, miracles can occur. So share it, you know, trust your intuition. If you haven't decided to take one of my classes, you really should. You get to tap into your intuition, you tap into spirit, you learn so much. You get basically an advantage in helping yourself and helping other people. So I would say to you, March is coming up very soon. If you're serious, email me at classes@ShiraPsychicMedium.com and I can get you set up so that we can start for the classes. The information for the new classes will be posted hopefully by next week. It is in Nassau County, but if you are out of the area, I know some of you who are watching this are, you can absolutely participate. I have several of you out there who are my VIPs, so to speak, who are connected with highly influencing people. This is a great class for you, even if you don't expect it, because you will be able to have greater insight into information that you need to have awareness of. So I will tell you, always from a space of love, always connect with spirit. I hope this guy has helped you. I will be helping you out, answering your question. Tony wants to know, does the class take online? Yes, you can do it online, but you have to be able to tune in. It's not going to be done, I believe, through a replay setting yet. You'd have to be able to tune in at the time. This is something that is very interactive and everybody grows from it. So, Casey, thanks for joining. If you want to learn something cool, watch the last part of this video, share it with your friends. It definitely takes the question out of a lot of why people can't explain why they're having different memories and different realities are occurring at the same time. So, push the limits, push the boundaries, and know that with love and light, there's always God. So, you know, science does exist, but so does clearly God, source, whatever you want to call it, your higher self. There is so much more out there than most of us even are aware of. So start taking the mask off, start lifting the veil, get connected, join one of my classes. I'm Shira Psychic Medium. You can find me at ShiraPsychicMedium.com. I'm in Long Island. And I will definitely get back to you guys soon, and we'll do this again. If you have questions after I sign off, type them in. I will go through them and get you the answers for the next live. So don't think your questions now don't matter. Just type them in, especially if it's about things you're experiencing and or psychic development and awareness. Okay? Mwah. Wishing you guys the best. Have a great evening.